Hello guys, hope you had a lovely Christmas. This question I get so many times, and a lot of people actually don't know the differences. Now, when you think of chauffeur work, right, you think of the Mercedes buses, right, you think of the Mercedes V Class, right, but there's a cheaper option, which is the Vito, but a lot of people actually aren't aware, so I want to just go a little bit into this, because obviously I do a bit of chauffeur work myself in a Tesla, but normally it's when all the V classes and stuff are busy. I get like bits of leftovers kind of thing, and yeah, a lot of chauffeur companies are literally Mercedes only. Do you know what I mean? They're not interested in other makes and models, right? Now, what's an interesting thing that I've found over the years doing this job, and a lot of people aren't aware, is they think that they can go out and get a Mercedes Vito and then do chauffeur work. You can't. Well, you can, but same again with my Tesla. Is you'll get in the Vito, you'll get the chauffeur work when the V classes are busy, and it's just the way it is. Now, you will get nice jobs. You still get nice jobs in whatever. In if it's a Mercedes, I get nice jobs in my Tesla. Do you know what I mean? But if you want like the top high end paying good chauffeur jobs, then unfortunately, it's got to be a V class. Uh, Even an S class. An S class is a nice Mercedes S class, but same again. They'll normally throw one or two passengers in the V class. Now, I know a lot of people who are in V classes and they're bouncing around on Uber because they got no chauffeur work. Because if you go out and buy yourself a V class, it doesn't make it a chauffeur. If it's just nice, it doesn't make it a chauffeur. You gotta. It's a certain thing with a person to be able to do it, and if you don't do it correctly, then the chauffeur companies will just jib it off. So I know quite a few lads in V classes working Uber, can't get the chauffeur work, can't get the private work. So just don't commit to anything nuts without having the infrastructure in place. Don't go to buy a V class and think that you're going to start doing chauffeur work straight away. It's all about the contacts you build up, the relationships you build up, and obviously if you can even do the job. Do you know what I mean? But this video is mainly pointing at the differences between a Mercedes Vito and a Mercedes V Class, because people think it is the same car or very similar. Now, the price is massively different. The Vitos, you can get a newer, lower miles Vito compared to a V Class. Now, the best way to describe the two cars or the two buses is the Vito is technically, it's a van. It's a van with seats. That's what a Vito is. So it's like a Ford Transit with seats, Ford Tornado kind of thing. So a Mercedes Vito is literally the Mercedes van, and then he put seats in the back, make it a bit nicer. Now, the basic Vitos, they don't even have rear aircon. They're fabric seated. It's got fixed seats. The basic ones are not the best at all. Now, I know a few lads, one of me lads that I know, he's in a really nice, he's in a 20 plate Vito. It's got electric automatic doors in the back. It's got rear aircon, full leather and everything else. And it's probably the closest thing you can get to a V Class in a Vito. And he's still a 15 plate, 300,000 mile V Class will still get the work instead of him, because it's a V Class. Now, the difference is obviously the Vito is a panel van with seats. That is what it is. Where a V Class is like a chauffeur vehicle from the ground up. So the Mercedes V Class is like, it's built from the ground up to be a luxury chauffeur vehicle. So even the seats feel comfier. Everything about it is the quality of it. It's just better quality. And you can tell it, if you know what you're looking for, you can tell straight away the difference between a Vito and V Class. Not many people can, but like the people who normally book them, as in like high-end clients and stuff, know the difference between a V Class and a Vito. But yeah, I wanted to do this little video because people who are looking into getting into chauffeur work or nicer quality of work, they just think they can jump in a Vito and they think they'll be able to get all the work. And unfortunately, that is not the truth, because it's a van with seats, really. I like the Vitos. You can get some really nice Vitos. There's a few things you want to point out when you're looking at these cars, by the way, is in the Vitos, you got L1, L2 and L3. That is small, medium, and long length. So the L3 is the extra long, the L2 is long, and the L1 is short. Now, if you look at a short wheelbase Vito, it literally looks like it's been cut in half. It looks terrible. There's no boot space. Stay away from them. If you're going to get a Vito for nice airport work, probably not chauffeur, and a bit of chauffeur work, because it's a Vito, get the L3 Select, because the seats are on sliders, so you can adjust it depending on how much luggage or how much leg room you need. And they are quite nice, you know what I mean? If you're going to get a Vito, try and get the electric doors, try and get the rear aircon, definitely. I know lads in Vitos transporting customers in the summer, and they're all sweating their head off, because there's no rear blowers in the back of some Vitos. Do you know what I mean? For if you want to do nice airport work. Now, the V classes, a lot of the V classes, they're not massive spec differences, because they're all quite decent. Do you know what I mean? Same, just literally look for leather. And be careful of the seats, because a lot of V-classes might only have 4 seats in the back and can only carry 5 passengers and stuff like that. So make sure you check out the seats. And same again for the V-classes. Make sure you get the extra long wheelbase if you're going to get one, because otherwise you'll be struggling for boot space in a short wheelbase V-class. It's terrible. Because it's a V-class, there's more leg room, because obviously it's a luxury transport. So the boot is always quite slacking. So even an extra long wheelbase V-Class has still got a small boot in comparison to an extra long wheelbase Vito. But yeah, they're the side-by-side comparisons, guys. The Vitos are cheaper. You get them newer. And you can still get some decent spec Vitos. But in a chauffeur company's eyes, it's still a van with seats. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go down the route of proper heavy duty chauffeur work, then it is a V-Class. But I promise you guys, you'll be paying a heavy price tag, heavy servicing, heavy repairs. Because it's a V-Class, anything that goes, it's super expensive. One of the lads' sensor went, like a knock sensor or something on the exhaust, 500 quid, bang. Another one, turbo went, 5 grand, bang. Or 4 grand, do you know what I mean? It's super expensive. So yeah, just be aware, guys. There's massive differences between the Mercedes Vito and the Mercedes V-Class, and not many people are aware. And obviously now, the new one on the block is the Mercedes EQV. Now, the EQV is the full electric V-Class. Then you got the E-Vito, which is the full electric Vito, which is the same again, the van with seats. At the moment, I know a few lads who's had them and got rid of them straight away, because the range is terrible. And it's just because it's a big, heavy van. Load that with passengers and luggage, and you're getting like 150 range, 160 range. In the winter, probably even less. You just can't, it's just not a viable taxi. It might be good for like a local little transport, you know, with the family and stuff. They might be that good. But for the taxis, unfortunately, there is still no decent full electric bus of any kind. That's probably the one thing I'd probably move into in the future. I'm loving my Tesla. I love the full electric. I love I can do a bit of chauffeur work in it, not much. But yeah, I'd love to get a bus back, but I'm not willing to swap me super cheap expenses for the heavy diesel expenses again. Even though I've been looking at it slightly, only a little bit, only been looking a little bit. But who knows, eh? But that's it, guys. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. This is pre-recorded from like Christmas Eve, because I want to try and get a few videos out there. Videos I wanted to discuss about, and really just so I can have some time off with the family for a week or so of YouTube and videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. 100% hope you had a lovely Christmas. I hope it's been busy. I know it's off peak, so unless it's surging, it's going to be really terrible rates out there. But I hope you've been busy, guys. I hope you had a really nice Christmas. And at least you know now the difference between a Vito and a V-Class. Yeah? Catch us all later, guys. As per usual, subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow me on TikTok and also the Instagrams and all that jazz. All the links and stuff are in the description. And if you want to become a member and support me in that way, please do that as well. That is below in the description with the links. Thanks very much, guys. As per usual, you've been fantastic. Thanks for the support all year. And hopefully we'll have another brilliant year in 2024 moving forward. Nice one all. Thank you very much. Catch you later.